Okay guys, so here it is. As you can see now, we've got 3 barrels here. We will build a framework around those. Okay, and there's a lot of junk on top, but forget that. Alright, what we have here, we've got a guttering which catches water off the roof there, and as you remember with this on the original build, it's on an L shape which creates a lip within the plastic which forces the water into the guttering. That comes down here and straight into the top of an IBC, and then we pump out of the IBC with a 12-volt bilge pump. Okay, and that's the way we do that. As you can see along here, we've got windows right along which keeps the temperature in the polytunnel ideal, and the windows are all stacked along the outside here. But this is up along the side here. As you guys remember, last year I planted some grapevines and they got killed by people at the last plot, but we're here again, and we've got vines here and I'll show you them on the inside. But they planted outside and they're taken into a little window here, alright, which takes them into the polytunnel. So we've got one there and we have another here, alright. I'll show you the back of the tunnel. Excuse the mess around here. This is where the pond area is going to be, but there'll be more of an update on that. So it's around the back here, alright, and if you notice, there's no glass and no board around the back like it was before. It's all plastic now. On that side there, we've got another guttering. It does the exact same thing into a 3rd barrel on the other side. I couldn't fit 4 barrels in it like before. Excuse me wobbling you around while I'm walking. I'll try and keep you as still as possible. So over on this one over here, as you notice, it comes down there, across and into the barrel. Alright, these are all full already. It takes a couple of days and it fills up all 3 barrels, so we've got plenty of water here. But the great thing about this site is it's all taps here anyway. But I believe in using as much resources that we can collect as possible. Okay, so into the tunnel. First things first guys, I've got 2 slabs I've got to cut here. The tunnel isn't finished yet, alright, but I've had to start growing in it, as you will see in a moment. I've set up the sewing bench just on the end of this bed here, and the layout is very similar to before. So we got a 3-foot bed there that goes all the way along, and we got a 3-foot bed here that goes all the way along, and we got a 4-foot bed in the middle that goes all the way along, but we'll show you that in a moment. Now all our tomatoes, as you can see, are hitting the tops of the tunnel. Now, give you some sort of idea, that's about 6.5 feet up there. It's 6 foot from the top of the bed to the top of the beam, and they're going further than that again. How I support those is we have these 2x1s across the top there, and they have holes drilled, and a cane is then put all the way down through into the ground, and then the tomatoes are tied. Or usually, like I said, I've got a load of tying up to do here where they've grown loads over the last couple of weeks. And all the way down here, they're like that. We had quite a few failed sowings of corn this year, but I ended up just sticking seed direct in the bed, and this is what came from it. So it was very late. I think we were talking like end of May before we even put these in. So we can have a late crop, and it's not a problem because they're in the tunnel anyway. Over here we've got some cucumbers again. They were very late, I got to tie up. This is one of them grapevines that's come in, and it's gone right the way up there already. What we're going to do, this is a white grape and we've got a black down there. I'll explain that in a moment. What we're going to do with this is we're going to build a trellis, and we're going to espalier the grape against this back wall, so that all the grapes will just hang down in bunches, which I'm hoping will work really well. We come along here then, so we've got a nice big path, 2 foot wide on both sides. There's some of our celery here, you know, it's doing quite well. We did have a bit of black heart in the centre in there, but the plants themselves are still alive, so we're leaving go. There's one of our chilies. As you can see, it's quite a big thing. There's a spade there, give you some sort of idea of the height of that chili. So it's doing really well. Here's the other grapevine, and again we will that's going all the way up there at the moment, and it's found itself all the way along there, right to the centre of the tunnel pretty much. So again, we'll have to cut that back and we'll get these side shoots going. As you can see along here, I haven't put none of the trim in at the moment around these windows. I ran out of time. It's all sat up there waiting to go on at the end of the year, and the side pieces are there. The other side again is exactly the same. We haven't done that either. Now this is the difference. Down here I built a room, and so it's actually a double insulated room. Let me just move this bucket out of our way. It has a door which will close the room off completely. Alright, so it's built out of timber and plastic, so it's like a greenhouse within a greenhouse, if you like, guys. Okay, and that door will open right the way up to that bed there, look. So it's great. Okay, now in here, as you can see, we've got shelving units, and this is where all our seedlings will be raised in here. So this is double insulated now, so we can heat just this little area. We've got a path in here as well, okay, and a bed round the bottom. Now the great thing about this is across the top here I've got one bolt I can undo, okay, you can see it there, look. Alright, yeah, and then these timbers here are notched into these fences. I can take them out, and these shelvings will actually fold down flat against the back wall. Hence the reason for the wire mesh on them to allow the light through. And then this bed can also be utilised for growing in. Okay, we just stack these 4 posts in the corner out of the way, and they can be utilised for growing in. But this is where all the seedlings will be raised throughout the year now. Again, we've got plastic on the roof here, okay, and above it you might just be able to see it's just literally empty space, but the tunnel goes up over there. So there's a massive air pocket in here. Yeah, so I guess it can get quite warm in here, guys, and like I said, it will allow us to heat just this area. I think it would be really good as well, once these shelves are folded down, this would really make a good sort of area for growing cucumbers, because cucumbers like a lot more humidity than tomatoes, which you can't really get out in a tunnel of this size. So it's a nice big tunnel, as you guys know, it's 32 foot by 14 feet. And in fact, I think I've pushed it a little bit more in this build. I think it's more like 33 foot by 14 feet. But so this area, that's what this is going to be for over the next sort of few months. And also in this bed, because it's double insulated, we could probably grow in this throughout the winter. So I'm going to try growing salad and stuff like that, sort of crops within that. As I already stated, along here we still got the windows to sort out. I've been a naughty boy. I haven't, you know, I haven't finished it, and I haven't tied up any of these tomatoes, or many of them. But as you can see, you know, this one up here is like 7 feet there, and but it's all tomatoes forming on a top branch. I did cut it just down below to stop it growing, but it bent over, and that top truss went straight up to the roof of the polytunnel. That's about 7 foot up there. It's 6 foot to this beam here, so I'd say about 7 feet. So it's all good. We've got some nice sun golds that coming through there. So it's all happening anyway. Like I said, the corn has got its tassels coming through now, and what have you. So we'll have a late crop of corn, and these are about 6 feet high now. Some of them a bit more. So I'm quite happy there. I always grow the corn in the tunnel. I always find I get better results than outside. You know, I've looked around some of the plots and what have you, and people's corn are about, you know, 3-4 feet tall, and you know, and they've got like 1 cob on them or something like that. And this weather just doesn't do them fair. I think in the tunnel you can control the watering and the feeding, and well, you can see what happens. These weren't planted till the end of May, and look at them, and they were planted by seed, not by plug plant or anything. So anyway, guys, it's a bit of a mess here, I know, but that's the tunnel. It's finished. We'll build a box around all of this, and then out here, then where the small shed is where the bigger shed is going to be. So guys, that's the tunnel. I hope you guys really like it. It's taken a lot of effort to move it from the old plots to here and actually get it all to fit without it breaking. New plastic on there, so I want to thank First Tunnels for that. And like I said, you know, it's a case of they supplied that for me in order for me to move this. So they've sponsored this sort of little video series. You know, there's been no payment, but they've given me the plastic, which has allowed me to do it and allowed me to keep my tunnel, which I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. Okay, I've given up 2 of the old plots already. The third one I'm probably going to keep just to use as a car parking place for the birds and a place to store things. Okay, this area here, we've got a big shed to build, and we've got other stuff going on, sort of new crops and things to sort of get going. We've got a pond to build and things like that, so we've got tons and tons. So I hope this is of interest. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. Like I said, we have used some old footage from the previous build to show or explain certain fundamentals of how the build went, because we want to keep this video relatively short, down to about 3 parts rather than like the 28 parts. So if you need a more in-detailed build on how we originally built this tunnel, go across there. Obviously it doesn't have the room at the end like we have in this one, but you can view that, and I'll put links at the end. So guys, so that is the polytunnel move. I hope it was of interest to you. If it was, guys, please give us that thumbs up, because that really helps us with getting out these series and all of our other videos to other people. It's really important. If you like something we've done, to give it that thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button here. And the reason for that is because we've got lots of builds like this coming out. In fact, right in front of that polytunnel, I did speak about building a large shed, and I've just finished doing the base for a 14-foot by 16-foot shed. So it is quite a large shed, and that will be coming out in the very near future. And if you're not subscribed here, then you're not going to be able to see that. Anyway guys, that's it from me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all your help. Don't forget that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.